In our busy world where noise and talk are constant, the art of silence has been lost. But what if the times we choose not to speak were just as powerful as the times we do? How often do we stop and think about what our quiet means? Stoicism is an old philosophy that teaches people how to control themselves through reason and emotional strength. It's a great way to learn when to speak. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, said, "It's better to trip with the feet than with the tongue." This wise saying makes us think. How many times have we felt bad about saying something in a hurry or out of anger? Stoicism doesn't just tell us not to do things. It teaches us to use silence as a tool for growth and peace. Imagine facing life's challenges with the calm confidence that your silence speaks louder than any words ever could. Stoic philosophy teaches that silence isn't just the absence of speech, but a deeply felt response that has been carefully chosen. It is an active, powerful force that can ease disagreements, protect us from harm, and help us understand. But when exactly should we embrace silence? Together, let's explore 9 key times when choosing silence is not only smart, but also life-changing. As we go deeper into these lessons, think about how practicing Stoic silence might change the way you deal with others and your own peace of mind. What if you could end a heated argument with calm, measured silence instead of harsh words? What might a quiet pause help you express about your feelings and thoughts? Come with us as we discover the powerful times to be silent and let the wisdom of Stoicism guide us. Are you ready to learn more about the deep knowledge of Stoicism? Let's start our journey. 1. When being criticized unfairly, according to Stoic philosophy, being unfairly criticized is a chance to become stronger and show integrity. Marcus Aurelius once said that if something outside bothers you, it's not the thing itself that's hurting you, but how you think about it. He also said that you can change how you think about something at any time. The key idea is that what bothers us about criticism is not the criticism itself, but how we see and respond to it. Think about this. How might changing how you see criticism make you stronger? Can you think of a time when staying calm in the face of unfair criticism changed the outcome? For example, if you are leading a project at work and your boss criticizes it harshly, a Stoic response would be to calmly look at the feedback and find useful insights while ignoring any negative information that isn't based on facts. Epictetus said that this way of doing things will not only keep your peace, but also maintain your professional honor. Don't just talk about your philosophy, live it. To live by Stoicism, respond with calm, well-thought-out answers instead of defensive ones. Let the quality of your responses and your work speak for itself. Not responding when unfairly criticized is not just a passive act, it's a strategic one. Embrace Stoicism's call to focus on what we can control, our responses and attitudes. This quiet strength turns possible conflict into a sign of your personal strength and philosophical dedication. As you face life's difficulties, think about how silence can help you. What opportunities might come up if you choose thoughtful silence over impulsive speech? How might this practice improve your own peace of mind and affect those around you? By incorporating Stoic principles into our daily lives, especially when we are unfairly criticized, we align ourselves with a philosophy that values strength of character over temporary approval. This promotes personal growth and inspires others to do the same, especially in today's world where boasting and self-promotion often drown out humility. 2. Stoic silence in the face of boasts. Imagine you're at a networking event where a coworker is bragging about their recent raises and fancy lifestyle. You might want to counter their bravado with your own accomplishments. Stoicism teaches us the power of restraint. If you choose silence, you keep your cool and let other people's words show you who they are. This way, you save your energy for deeper conversations. This method not only protects your honor, but also makes you look like someone who is confident in their own achievements and doesn't need outside approval. Silence is not a sign of passivity. It is a sign of strategic silence that shows wisdom and confidence. Another wise Stoic said, "He who does not wish to be outnumbered by greater benefits should not return one benefit with another. He should return many at once." In real life, this means that you should not respond to empty boasts with words, but with the quiet grace of your actions and the quality of your character. How often do you find yourself responding to someone else's success story with one of your own? What might happen if you instead chose to listen, fully acknowledging their accomplishments with a nod or a smile, while keeping your attention on your own virtues and goals? Embracing Stoic quiet in the middle of boasts is a way to live a life not marked by competition, but by happiness and inner success. It creates an atmosphere where one can thrive peacefully and successfully based on genuine self-worth rather than comparative measures. 3. When dealing with anger. When we're angry, it can feel like a wild storm that sweeps away all reason and calm. But in the middle of this storm, Stoic philosophy offers a safe place, a moment of silence that helps us deal with these strong feelings. Epictetus, a famous Stoic figure, said to keep quiet most of the time and only speak when you have to. Imagine a day at work when a coworker's mistake causes you hours of extra work. Your first instinct might be to lash out in anger. But what would happen if you chose silence instead? By not reacting in anger, you give yourself time to think about the situation more objectively. This pause can stop the conflict from getting worse and lead to constructive solutions instead of heated arguments. Think about it. How often has reacting quickly in anger made you regret your words? What could be different if you took a moment to calm down before speaking? Marcus Aurelius, another well-known Stoic, advises in his writings, "How much worse are the results of anger than the things that make people angry?" This thought makes us think about what happens after we get angry. Most of the time, the effects of an angry outburst are worse than the thing that made us angry in the first place. Using silence when you're angry doesn't mean hiding your feelings. It means choosing a response that aligns with your best self. This practice not only improves your own peace, but also leads to better relationships and a more successful life. As you deal with the frustrations of daily life, remember that silence can be your sanctuary, a place where wisdom rules. Embrace it, and you may find that the quiet response is not only the most profound, but also the most powerful. Managing anger well is important for your health and relationships. Stoicism teaches useful ways to control anger by focusing on self-control, clear thinking, and inner peace. Here's how. Figure out the cause. Identify what exactly makes you angry. Self-reflection. Think about why these things set you off. Acceptance. Know that you can't change what happens outside, but you can change how you react. Mindfulness. Keep your mind on the present. Deep breathing. Calm your mind and body with deep breathing exercises. Pause and think. Stop and think about what will happen if you act. Change your perspective. Try to see things from the other person's point of view. Focus on solutions. Think of useful ways to handle the issue. Build emotional strength. Learn to control yourself. Emotional detachment. Separate your feelings from what's going on. Channel your anger. Use your energy positively. Learn and grow. Use your anger as a chance to learn about yourself. Communicate well. Talk about your feelings calmly and confidently. By following Stoic principles, you can turn anger into a good force, find inner peace, and live a healthy, peaceful life. Number 4. Silence in the middle of false rumors. When people talk to each other, stories are like leaves caught in a gust of wind. When these rumors aren't true, they can cause harm and confusion. Stoic philosophy gives us a strong answer: quiet. Think about the story of a teacher in a small town who was wrongly accused of misconduct. As rumors spread through the community, the teacher chose not to add to the heat by denying or explaining. Instead, she relied on her honesty and integrity to stand firm. This silence is not a passive surrender, but a smart decision based on wisdom. Marcus Aurelius said, "You hold power over your thoughts, not over outside events. Understand this, and you will be strong." How often have we seen quickly spoken words make things worse? How might silence protect you from the arrows of false accusations? By refusing to comment, the teacher let the community's initial excitement die down. As time went on and no new proof came to light, the truth became her defense. This shows the Stoic belief that you should focus on what you can control, like your reactions and actions, instead of worrying about how stories spread, which you can't stop. Epictetus once said that if someone says bad things about you, you should always compliment them. This method suggests that reacting to negativity with positivity, or in this case, silence, can change the course of unproductive interactions. When false accusations are made, speaking quietly can show respect and trust in the truth. To use this in your own life, think about how important it is to wait to reply to stories until the storm passes. Remember that the best way to keep your peace and image is to live by the ideals you preach, not by fighting every whisper. In these kinds of situations, staying quiet isn't just a way to protect yourself. It's also a way to show your dedication to Stoic principles. So as you deal with the difficulties of personal and professional relationships, let Stoic silence lead you through the chaos of false rumors, finding in it the way to a peaceful, happy, and successful life. Number 5. How to deal with loss. How do you deal with the utter silence that follows a major loss? Loss is a common human experience that often leaves a void filled with sadness and confusion. But Stoicism has a unique way of dealing with pain. For example, C.S. Lewis, a famous author who wrote about his grief after losing his wife in the book A Grief Observed, says, "The pain I feel now is the happiness I had before." This is a very Stoic way of thinking. Stoics believe that our experiences are part of a bigger natural flow of life, and that loss and love will always go hand in hand. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, has a lot to say about this subject. "The day we worry will be our last is actually the birthday of eternity." How might your response to loss change if you see it as a shift instead of an end? What might you gain by accepting the silence that comes after loss, giving yourself time and room to think and heal? After his wife's death, Lewis didn't try to fill the silence with explanations or distractions. Instead, he used it to deeply explore his thoughts and feelings, showing the Stoic belief that hardships can be used for personal growth. His journey through grief showed how keeping a calm mind can help someone deal with deep emotional pain and turn it into a deep understanding of life's fragility and beauty. Silence after a loss isn't a way to hide or deny what happened. It's a way to give yourself time to relax, think, and move on, finding meaning beyond the pain you're feeling right now. This means letting your feelings run their course without forcing an end. Think about how you've dealt with losses in the past. How could the Stoic practice of reflective silence help you in future times of grief? How might this method change not only your own healing, but also the healing of those around you? Please share your thoughts and experiences with loss, as well as how Stoic practices may have affected your path. What lessons have you learned, and how has silence helped you get better? Let's talk about it and get better in the comments below. One of the hardest things in life is dealing with death. It's hard to deal with grief and sadness when you lose something important in your life, like a loved one, a job, or a big chance. Stoicism, an old philosophy started by Zeno of Citium in Athens, gives us timeless advice on how to deal with these hard times. Taking a Stoic view can help us be strong and at peace even when we've lost something very important. Recognize and accept how you feel. It's important to understand and accept the feelings that come with losing someone. Stoicism teaches us that feelings are normal reactions to things that happen in life. Let yourself cry and feel the pain without judging yourself. Writing in a journal or talking to a friend you trust can help you work through these feelings. Number 6. Navigating ignorance with Stoic grace. Have you ever met someone whose actions show they don't understand, but whose belief is as strong as if they were an expert? Even though this situation is upsetting, it's a good time to practice being patient. Galileo, the famous scientist who pushed heliocentrism during a time of strong geocentric beliefs, is a great example of how to deal with ignorance. Even though he faced fierce opposition and was even put under house arrest, Galileo kept his honor and dedication to the truth, often choosing to stay silent in the face of false accusations and ignorance. Stoicism teaches us that we can only control how we respond, not what other people do. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, said, "You have power over your mind, not over outside events. Realizing this will give you strength." Think about using this point of view the next time you come across someone who is wrong. How could changing how you respond help you if you knew you could control it? Galileo's silence wasn't a sign of weakness. It was a strong statement of his honesty and belief in what he had found. He knew that truth doesn't need to be backed up by words, but can stand firm on its own merits over time. This approach is similar to the Stoic idea of focusing on one's own actions and accepting that others' beliefs are outside of one's control. Being gracious means knowing the limits of your power and picking your fights carefully. It means being patient and understanding, even when things are frustrating. This practice not only leads to a peaceful and happy life, but also helps you see things with a bigger picture that focuses on long-term respect and success instead of short-term vindication. Think about how silence can be a graceful reaction to stupidity in your own life. How might this method improve your relationships and your own health? Let Galileo's story motivate you to practice Stoic silence, turning frustrating situations into chances for inner peace and personal growth. Number 7. How to deal with rumors. There must have been many times in your life when you were the subject of a story, hearing whispers getting louder as they went around. It's a normal human reaction, but keeping quiet can change the situation. Think about the story of a community leader whose dedication to protecting the environment led to false rumors about her personal gain. Instead of addressing each rumor, she stayed focused on her work, remembering Marcus Aurelius's words, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who hurt you." This leader's decision to remain silent and continue her advocacy let her actions speak louder than any rumor. Her behavior shows an important Stoic concept. It's not outside events that bother us, but how we react to them. How would your life be different if you ignored rumors with silence? What strength could you gain by deciding not to explain, but to keep going on your path? If someone says bad things about you, and it's true, Epictetus tells us to fix ourselves. If it's a lie, we should just ignore it. This wise leader not only kept the peace, but also told her people to look past the lies by encouraging them to laugh at them. People who didn't believe in her slowly lost faith, but her calm attitude and unwavering commitment showed that Stoic silence can help you keep your image and self-respect. This story shows how Stoicism can be used in modern life by showing how our reactions to false information can either feed the fire or put it out. It also shows that silence is not a passive choice, but an active and powerful way to let our lives and results show what kind of person we are. Think about this approach in your own life. How would choosing not to respond to stories change how you feel about yourself and how others see you? Think about how a calm, determined attitude can be a strong defense against the damage that can come from false rumors. Share your thoughts and experiences about how you deal with rumors and how Stoic principles might change your approach. Let's continue this Stoic journey by commenting on how silence can lead to a happier, more peaceful, and successful life. Number 8. How to get over being excluded. We've all felt the sting of being left out, whether it was not being invited to an event or being ignored in a conversation. This kind of rejection can hurt, but Stoicism offers a way to deal with it. Calm acceptance. Rosa Parks' story shows how she stayed strong in the face of being left out. When she refused to give up her seat on a bus to a white person, her quiet protest started the civil rights movement. Parks' decision to stay firm and calm in the face of exclusion shows how Stoic ideals can change society. Epictetus says, "Don't try to make things happen the way you want them to. Instead, want things to happen the way they do, and your life will go well." Think about what it would be like if you took exclusion as it came, without trying to fight it. How might your response change if you focused on what you can do to handle it? Rosa Parks didn't answer with anger. Instead, she showed a quiet but powerful kind of resistance that led to a bigger change. Her ability to stay calm in a chaotic situation showed how effective Stoic silence can be. Parks' actions show that when faced with being left out, you should stand your ground with respect and determination. This is a powerful way to speak up for yourself without resorting to violence. This way of thinking is important today because social exclusion and marginalization still happen in many ways. In your own life, try to take exclusion as an opportunity to show how strong and determined you are. Think about how this method can help you deal with rejection with grace and turn your energy toward positive results. How can you use the idea of calm acceptance to handle being left out in a way that honors your values and goals? Let's talk about how you deal with being left out and how you might use Stoic practices to build your strength and sense of who you are. Leave a comment with your thoughts and experiences so we can keep learning and growing together. Number 9. Stay quiet in the face of passive-aggressive behavior. We've all seen passive-aggressive behavior, which is often full of disguised anger and subtle insults. It can be hard to handle without falling into a cycle of reactions and counter-reactions. Nelson Mandela's story shows how he stayed calm and quiet in the face of aggression. During his long imprisonment, Mandela showed amazing Stoic restraint by keeping his calm even when he was provoked. He never responded to passive-aggressive actions with anger. Instead, he kept a calm manner and kept his commitment to justice and equality. Epictetus said, "It is not the things that happen to us that upset us, but how we react to them." Think about what it would be like to meet passive-aggressive behavior with the same calmness and quiet. How might this method protect your mental health and show how confident you are? Mandela's behavior in prison showed the power of Stoic silence. By not responding to his guards' provocations, he showed how important it is to keep one's dignity and honor. His calm way of dealing with aggression made people respect him and showed the world how powerful quiet strength can be. This way of thinking is important today because passive-aggressive behavior is still a common way to show anger. Mandela's story shows us how to stay true to our values even when people try to provoke us. In your own life, think about how staying calm in the face of passive-aggressive behavior can help you feel better and keep your dignity. Think about how this method can help you avoid being pulled into unproductive conflicts and keep your focus on your goals. How might you use Stoic practices to meet passive-aggressive behavior with a sense of calm and dignity? Let's talk about how you deal with passive-aggressive behavior and how you might use Stoic practices to protect your mental health and sense of who you are. Share your thoughts and experiences with us so we can all learn and grow. These stories and examples show how important it is to be quiet in different kinds of conflicts, as taught by Stoic philosophy. Silence is not just about not speaking. It's a powerful way to stay calm and in control when things are hard. Let these lessons inspire you to use Stoic practices to improve your life, and share your experiences in the comments so we can continue to learn and grow together.